It made me cry.
This one's wife. No, we are not fooled. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I explained in an earlier video that the speculation about the Sussexes' marriage is a threat to the control of this one's wife. The suggestion that there's trouble in paradise when she believes everything is wonderful, driven by the delusion of her narcissism, is a threat to that control. It means that anybody suggesting that they have problems, that they fall out, that they're not together, all goes against that facade that she utilizes to try and control the rest of the world, that she has an idyllic marriage. There are certain narcissists who don't give a shit about what people think about the state of their marriage. They're operating in the rarefied atmosphere and they just simply laugh at the speculation. They see that it's part of the tittle-tattle that the chattering classes engages in, and they pay it no regard. But this one's wife, being a mid-range narcissist, has a particular sensitivity to any type of threat to control because of the way that her response threshold operates. Although she has a better handle on her ignited fury than a lesser narcissist, it's nowhere near as good as that of a greater narcissist. And therefore, the various pinpricks, if you will, of criticism that come her way, she's often not able to just ignore them and move on, laughing to herself about her own innate superiority. She has to set people straight. Now, she can't go emailing and ringing people up saying, "You're wrong about what you've said about my marriage." That would just be impractical and too time-consuming. But what she doesn't do is engage in the rather petty behaviour of ensuring that PR puff pieces are launched in order to prop up that facade and nullify the threats to control that it is experiencing. And there's been a glut of this. Only today, the consequence of this has been seen in similar articles appearing in The Mirror, The Independent, Cosmopolitan, and, of course, Hello, with others besides. Once again, the fragility of her grip on control is such that the slightest observation that things may not be well in Monty Shitshow, that the Sussex idyllic partnership is not that, results in her needing to do something about it. And it's quite clear, given the appearance of similar articles in those publications that I've mentioned and others besides, is as a consequence of a PR release having been issued by this one's wife to tell the world, "There's nothing wrong with my marriage, it's as strong as ever, we're completely in love, in fact we're more in love than we were than the day we met." As I've explained before, those that need to shout about the status of their relationship or marriage, those that feel that it's appropriate to tell the world where it's at, tend to be hiding something. And invariably, these relationship bulletins are engaged in by narcissists. It's either done to tell the world at large, look how wonderful things are, when it's in the golden period. There's triangulating people with that relationship so they respond with positive fuel, and also to flatter the newly installed intimate partner primary source who thinks, gosh, they want the world to know how much in love they are with me. Gosh, I'm swept off my feet. It's then also done, of course, to nullify speculation about the state of the marriage, which is the case here. The Mirror, through Chiara Fiorello, writes, "This one's wife in telling gesture that exposes state of marriage to Prince Harry." Prince Harry and this one's wife were showing their unity. It would be better to write, they were operating a facade of unity as a couple when they attended the premiere of a new film about Bob Marley in Jamaica this week. A body language expert has said, "Oh, another one." The Duke and Duchess of Sussex made a surprise trip to Kingston and were photographed with Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness at the screening of the film celebrating the late reggae singer's life. They also posed with Jamaica's Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Forte, and took pictures with Paramount Pictures Chief Executive Brian Robbins. This one's wife, 42, wore a long black A-line gown with gold earrings and had her hair in a slicked back bun, while Harry, 39, was dressed in a dark suit and open-necked white shirt. They were often seen holding hands, and this was described by body language expert Judy James as an ongoing gesture of unity. No. Once again, if you understood that she's a narcissist, you would recognise that it's her controlling him through the physical assertion of control and managing a facade also. Ms. James told the Daily Mail that the pair's body language appears to show that they aim to define themselves as an ongoing power couple. So in one publication it's all about how much in love they are, and in another one it's we're a power couple. Look, let me make it plain. We are not fooled by this one's wife. The reason being, we know that you're a narcissist. We know that these are just manipulations. We know that this is facade management. We know that you can't stand the fact that people speculate about the state of your marriage, and that you have to nullify those threats to control with activity such as this. There's a growing body of people who aren't taken in by it in the slightest. Despite the best attempts to say that it's a careful and elegant-looking gesture, rather than a more spontaneous hugging gesture, meaning it seems to be aimed at defining them as an ongoing power couple, as well as a romantic couple. What a load of hogwash. There is one rather sweet moment between Harry and this one's wife when they part to walk on, and this one's wife brushes a hand down her dress and Harry mirrors and copies the gesture with his own outfit as though quietly taking his cue from her. She continued, when they pose together for the cameras, though there is a telling gesture from this one's wife. As Harry stands smiling in the lineup, this one's wife stands with her torso turned in his direction, but her head and eyes turned to the cameras. The experts added that Harry's arm is around her back and her hand is carefully placed on his torso, assertion of control through physical means. Her eyes are softened and narrowed in a display sign to the camera of loving affection, while that hand seems placed in a very celebrity way to signal proud ownership in a he's mine signal. Well, indeed, that is partially correct, but not done in a loving way, but it signals this is my appliance and he belongs to me. Of course, she's driven to do it in order to show to the outside world, see, we're together, we're very much in love. Another body language expert getting it wrong, another PR puff piece that has found its way this time into the Mirror, in order to try and tell us that this is a loving couple, a unified couple, a power couple. This nonsense about them being a power couple has been picked up with Cosmopolitan, talking about it in similar terms, where, of course, it is just again about power couple. No, it's about the facade management. The Independent references a sweet moment during their surprise visit to Jamaica, this time utilising something that appeared on TikTok. This one's wife has been going all guns blazing for the purposes of trying to get the world to accept that she and Harry are both a loving couple and in a power couple. But the problem is that the more that she tries, the more people see straight through it, because they've seen her behaviour. They understand what she is. They realise that this is just either precisely facade management, or they see it as some kind of cover-up or window dressing. That they understand that this is the fact of her portraying an image and no more. That people do not believe that they are a power couple. That people do not believe that this is an idyllic marriage. It can't be. She's a narcissist. He's being devalued. And accordingly, you're going to find that more and more people see them. King Ralph writes below the line in the Mirror, these body language experts are about as reliable as fortune tellers. Betty Boo writes, Judy, you need to get a new career or go to Specsavers. Renter, all these so-called experts should get a proper job. Bolton Boy 63, geez, I thought she'd retired from talking tripe, LOL. The fact is that these individuals that spout out this nonsense with regard to body language, fail to understand that this is a narcissist and fail to understand precisely what's going on. But this one's wife is relentless in her attempts to persuade the world that this is an idyllic marriage, that they are a power couple. Remember, she doesn't see that it doesn't work with so many people. Naturally, she will be aware of where people reject it, but then she just rejects them, thinking that they're envious haters, and she just dismisses what they have to say. She believes what's pumped out because that's what her narcissism tells her. For the majority of people, no, we are not fooled. We see this blitz of a PR battle in an attempt to suggest to everybody that this is a loving marriage, when all of the evidence, because of her narcissism, tells us that it's not. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.